Hi guys! Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about my favorite climbing movies. There are a million great climbing movies out there and we've watched a lot, but today I'm going to be talking about my top 3 choices. The main thing that Jen and I like to do when we can't climb is watch movies about other people doing it and get sad and realize that the winter lasts forever and we just want to go outside. And this kind of helps. I don't know. It's inspirational and also really depressing at the same time. Maybe we should just move to a warmer place? On a real note, climbing movies are a great way to get your outdoor fix in when you can't actually get outside to climb. Watching climbing movies is a great way to see some of your friends that only climb outdoors during the indoor or winter season. Make some popcorn, clear off some space on your floor, and tell all your friends to grab their pillows and sleeping bags. Put on a climbing movie, and boom, instant climbing party. Besides, the actual climbing part. But I know that Jen and I plan on hosting a couple of these nights, and I'm really looking forward to them. Okay, so really quick before I get to my top 3 favorite climbing movies of all time, I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that maybe not everybody knows about, but it's really cool. So once a year, there's this collection of short films about climbing called Real Rock. Basically what it is there's a bunch of short climbing films, and usually they put 4 or 5 of them together to make one Real Rock for that year. Then they show them all throughout the country and they'll premiere them. And the really cool part is that some of the local climbing gyms will actually host premiere nights, and you can go watch the latest Real Rock, which Jed and I actually did last year at a gym in Cleveland, and it was a ton of fun. They showed the film, then they had pizza and climbing for everyone that signed up. So this is just something to keep in mind. If you want to find where the next Real Rock showing is, you can go to realrocktour.com, and I'll put that link in the description and you can see which gyms are hosting the next Real Rock. Okay, so now on to my top 3 favorite climbing movies. So number 3 is going to be The Dawn Wall. There are a ton of different climbers that I look up to and really respect, but at the top of the list, honestly, it has to be Tommy Caldwell. His story is so inspiring. The Dawn Wall is essentially that story. The story of how Tommy has overcome everything that he had to go through in his life to become the person and the climber that he is today. And spoiler alert, it's not exactly what you think. It's not the average run-of-the-mill struggles that your everyday climber goes through, or your everyday person even goes through. I don't want to ruin the movie for anyone, but let's just say it's worth watching. Besides the background story of Tommy Caldwell, the movie's plot focuses on his attempt to climb the Dawn Wall, a 3,000-foot route in Yosemite. His partner is Kevin Jorgensen, and together the two of them spend over 6 years coming up with a plan of how to climb this thing. What I really like about the movie is it shows both the physical and the mental battles to climbing. And it also really shows the friendship that blossoms between Kevin and Tommy as they plan to do this thing. The Dawn Wall came out in 2017, and it was honestly one of the first climbing movies that I ever watched. If you want to watch The Dawn Wall, it's available on a number of platforms, all here. So clocking in at number 2 is The Dodo's Delight. I don't really know what to say about The Dodo's Delight, except that I just love it so much. Originally, this was a movie that Jed had watched by himself, and then I think halfway through or something, he had to pause it and wait for me to come home to rewatch it all the way from the start because he just knew that I was going to love it so much. It was in Real Rock 11, and although it's the last on the film to be included, it's definitely not the least. So The Dodo's Delight is essentially a movie about these climbers that sail around Greenland on this sailboat led by Captain Bob, and they are singing and drinking and having a generally just amazing time. And then every once in a while they go to land and climb on Baffin Island, and then they get back on their boat and are back to their shenanigans. I really enjoy the friendship and community aspect of this climbing movie because, yeah, they do climb some routes, but it's not all about, who can do a 517A or anything. It's mostly about the general like happiness and joy that you feel while you're out on a good climbing trip with your friends. And that's what I really love about it, is that it's so genuine. The one thing I will say is fair warning. If you watch this movie, you are going to have the song featured in the movie stuck in your head. Whenever there's a random pause in conversation and Jed and I aren't really doing much, we like to just start singing, "The dodo's delight, it's the dodo's delight, shining bright in blue and white, it's the dodo's delight." And it really confuses a lot of people because they have no idea what I'm talking about. So if you don't want to be confused, go watch the movie. Please, I promise you, it'll be one of the best things that you've ever seen. It's actually available on redbull.com for completely free, which is really, really cool, and we didn't actually know that. But like I said, it's also included in Real Rock 11, so if you go on Amazon, you can purchase like the entire Real Rock series on DVDs, or probably also on a streaming type of platform as well. So yeah, highly, highly encourage you to go watch The Dodo's Delight. Oh, also something to point out is that on redbull.com, when you watch the movie, there's a part 1 and a part 2, so make sure that you don't miss out on half the movie. I also will put a link in the description below to just the Dodo's Delight song that I was talking about earlier. So the next climbing movie that I'm going to talk about is hands down my favorite climbing movie that I've ever seen. The movie is called Stone Locals, and it actually just came out like very, very recently. It's available on YouTube for completely free. Within the first 5 minutes of watching this movie, I had an actual lump in my throat, but not like the type of lump that's bad. It's like kind of like the type of lump that's like good, and you feel proud and you feel like happy to be alive and part of something bigger than yourself. If that doesn't make sense to you, one, I'm really sorry, and two, watch this movie and then maybe it will make sense. Stone Locals tells the story of 5 very different types of climbers and how climbing has really helped to shape their lives and who they are as people. It talks about how climbing has given them many life lessons, helped them through times of hardship, and also provided them hope when they really needed it the most. Like any physical passion, I think that, it's not so much about the physical side of things all the time. It's the mental side of things, and I think that this movie really depicts that in a super accurate way. Stone Locals is an hour and 49 minutes of a cinematic masterpiece. So grab your blankets, clear your schedule, and honestly get ready to feel all of the feels. Like the other 2 movies, I'll put the link in the description below. So those are my top 3 favorite climbing movies. If you've seen any of these movies, I'd love to know. Do you agree with my picks? Or is there a movie that I'm missing out on? Leave it in the comments below. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it allows me to bring more climbing content to you guys every week. I put out a video once a week, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments about any ideas that you have for future videos. I hope that you're excited and that this video helped you find some climbing movies that you can watch whenever you don't have the chance to get outside. Thank you so much for watching, and happy climbing. Okay.